Now there were in the church that was at Antiochia certain prophets and teachers, as Barnabas and Simeon, that was called Niger, and Lucius of Curenaios, and Manaen, which had been brought up with Herod the Tetrarch, and Saulus. As they ministered to Curio and fasted, the Numatohagion said, "Separate me Barnaban and Saulon for the work whereunto I have called them." And when they had fasted and prayed, and laid their hands on them, they sent them away. So they, being sent forth by the Hagiu Numatos, departed unto Seleukian, and from thence they sailed to Cupron. And when they were at Salamini, they preached ton logon to Theu in the synagogues of the Judaion, and they had also Ioannae to their minister. And when they had gone through the isle unto Paphu, they found a certain sorcerer, a false prophet, a Judaion, whose name was Bariesu, which was with the deputy of the country, Sergio Paulo, a prudent man, who called for Barnaban and Saulon, and desired to hear ton logon to Theu. But Elumas the sorcerer, for so is his name by interpretation, withstood them, seeking to turn away the deputy from the faith. Then Saulus, who also is called Pavlos, filled with the Numatos Hagiu, set his eyes on him, and said, "O full of all subtlety and all mischief, thou child of the devil, thou enemy of all righteousness, will thou not cease to pervert the right ways of Curio? And now, behold, the hand of Curio is upon thee, and thou shalt be blind, not seeing the sun for a season." And immediately there fell on him a mist and a darkness, and he went about seeking some to lead him by the hand. Then the deputy, when he saw what was done, believed, being astonished of the doctrine of Curio. Now when Paulo and his company loosed from Paphu, they came to Pergane in Pamphylias, and Ioannes, departing from them, returned to Jerusalem. But when they departed from Perges, they came to Antiochian in Pisidian, and went into the synagogue on the Heimera ton Sabbaton, and sat down. And after the reading of the law and the prophets, the rulers of the synagogue sent unto them, saying, "Ye men and brethren, if ye have any word of exhortation for the people, say on." Then Pavlos stood up, and beckoning with his hand, said, "Andres Israelitan, and ye that fear Theon, give audience. Ho Theos, of this people of Israel, chose our fathers, and exalted the people when they dwelt as strangers in the land of Aegyptu, and with an high arm brought he them out of it. And about the time of 40 years suffered he their manners in the wilderness. And when he had destroyed 7 nations in the land of Canaan, he divided their land to them by lot. And after that he gave unto them judges about the space of 450 years, until Samuel the prophet. and afterward they desired a king. And Theos gave unto them Saul, the son of Kis, a man of the tribe of Benjamin, by the space of 40 years. And when he had removed him, he raised up unto them David, to be their king, to whom also he gave testimony, and said, I have found David, the son of Yesai, a man after mine own heart, which shall fulfill all my will. Of this man's seed hath Theos, according to his promise, raised unto Israel a soterer, yea soon. When Joannu hath first preached before his coming the baptism of repentance to all the people of Israel, and as Joannes fulfilled his course, he said, Whom think ye that I am? I am not he, but behold, there cometh one after me, whose shoes of his feet I am not worthy to loose. Men and brethren, children of the stock of Abraham, and whosoever among you feareth Theon, to you is the word of this salvation sent. For they that dwelt at Jerusalem, and their rulers, because they knew him not, nor yet the voices of the prophets, which are read every Sabbaton day, they have fulfilled them in condemning him. And though they found no cause of death in him, yet desired they Pilaton that he should be slain. And when they had fulfilled all that was written of him, they took him down from the tree and laid him in a sepulchre. But Theos raised him from the dead. And he was seen many days of them which came up with him from Galileas to Jerusalem, who are his witnesses unto the people. And we declare unto you glad tidings, how that the promise which was made unto the fathers, Theos hath fulfilled the same unto us their children, in that he hath raised up, yea soon again, as it is also written in the second Psalmo, Thou art my huios, this day have I begotten thee. And as concerning that he raised him up from the dead, now no more to return to corruption, he said on this wise, I will give you the sure mercies of David. Wherefore he saith also in another Psalmo, Thou shalt not suffer ton Josion su to see corruption. For David, after he had served his own generation by the will of Theu, fell on sleep and was laid unto his fathers, and saw corruption. But he, whom Theos raised again, saw no corruption. Be it known unto you, therefore, men and brethren, that through this man is preached unto you the forgiveness of sins. And by him all that believe are justified from all things from which ye could not be justified by the law of Moses. Beware therefore, lest that come upon you, which is spoken of in the prophets. Behold ye despisers, and wonder, and perish. For I work a work in your days, a work which ye shall in no wise believe, though a man declare it unto you. And when the Jews were gone out of the synagogue, the Gentiles besought that these words might be preached to them the next Sabbaton. Now when the congregation was broken up, many of the Judaeon and religious proselytes followed Paulo and Barnabas, who, speaking to them, persuaded them to continue in the grace of Theou. And the next Sabbaton day came almost the whole city together to hear the word of Kuriou. But when the Judaioi saw the multitudes, they were filled with envy, and spake against those things which were spoken of Paulo, contradicting and blaspheming. Then Pawlos and Barnabas waxed bold and said, it was necessary that the word of Theou should first have been spoken to you. But seeing ye put it from you, and judged yourselves unworthy of everlasting life, lo, we turn to the Ethne. For so hath Kurios commanded us, saying, I have set thee to be a light of the Ethnon, that thou shouldest be for salvation unto the ends of the earth. And when the Ethne heard this, they were glad, and glorified ton logon to Kuriou. And as many as were ordained to eternal life believed. And ho logos to Kuriou was published throughout all the region. But the Judaioi stirred up the devout and honorable women and the chief men of the city, and raised persecution against Paulo and Barnabas, and expelled them out of their coasts. But they shook off the dust of their feet against them, and came unto Iconium. And the disciples were filled with the joy, and with the pneumatos hagiou.